Hi guys, welcome back to the UK and Ireland tour. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have two cup ties for you. We are against the Northern Irish Police in the Bet McLean League Cup second round, and we follow it up with the game against Elgin City in the SPFL Trophy. It's the one that we were in with Britain Ferry previously, and with the squad we've put together, I think we've got a chance of actually having a reasonably good performance. And Linfield actually beat Dundee United, I think. They could face up against Alloa. And, oh no, it's just a straight up draw. Sorry, I thought it was a joint thing. No, Linfield play Alloa, and we play the winner of that. So, bit of an interesting one. And again, we'll see how things go. I feel pretty comfortable in the fact that we could very much beat Elgin and obviously the police as well, because recent form, we are on fire, putting it bluntly. We've won every single league game and we've won them all relatively comfortably. Um, the away game against Portadown, we struggled a little bit, really. Um, but since then, we have literally just been smashing all the teams that we've come up against. Daniel Aguero has been outstanding. Luca Fletcher has been all right in bits and pieces. He's just not quite got that regularity. But Aguero has scored in 3 of his last 4 games. We did make 2 very late signings, and we have confirmed 2 more exits from the squad. So Cammy Nicholson is going to be leaving. He is going to Linfield, and Cammy McPherson is also going to be leaving. He is going to Longford in the Irish League. Combined total of around £30,000 for the pair. So again, more money in the bank. And in terms of transfers coming in, we signed 2 very good players. Again, free transfers. One of them, again, former Manchester City. We've done really well with these Manchester City youngsters. And what a signing it is. Cian Breckin has come in and a very, very good central midfield player for our level. Came in on just £600 a week, again as a fringe player, which I thought was mental. He's absolutely fantastic. And he's played 6 games for us. He scored 3 goals, but he's got 7 assists. So 10 goal contributions from him in just 6 games. And he's already on his best goal scoring season. He's already on his best creative season as well. He's not played a lot of senior football over the years, but he has had a phenomenal start here. And the other signing was Kane Ryan, who is, he can play left back, but we brought him in to be a centre back. He's 6 foot tall, really good attributes all round, to be quite honest. Can also play in holding midfield, so subject to whether we do a formation change or not, he would settle right into the side. But very good defensive attributes. Previously of Brighton and Hove Albion, played a couple of times in the Premier League, but he's come in and he's just been a regular starter for us, to be honest, and he's just really shored up our defence. So going into these 2 cup ties now, we should be relatively straightforward. We are going to rotate where we can and just give some of our backup players a little bit of a run out as well. And just have a quick look just to make sure that everything is as it should be. Carl Hudlin can start, to be honest, in a game like this, as can Fapper 2. And Luke Grant can start. Ryan's actually gone out to left back today, which is a bit of an interesting one. I think, to be fair, we'll keep Neveson in the squad. He does want to keep playing a little bit more regularly, so we will do that. Mekanef's not played at all yet this season, so he will start in central midfield with Fapper 2. It's a completely different starting 11. It's going to be a debuting goal for Ifiane, Neveson, Alvarez, Grant, and Healy Burner at the back. And Funkyu, Fapper 2, Mekanef, and O'Toole in midfield with Walker and Hudlin up front. To be fair, since the European run that Hudlin had, he's not actually played an awful lot, if truth be told. He's struggled to break into the side, but Aguero has been outstanding as a target forward for us. And obviously, Luca Fletcher being in on loan from Manchester City, we've got to give him first team football in order to keep him here for that full duration of his loan. I expect us to win this game relatively comfortably. Like I said, they are in the second tier, the Northern Irish Police side. So we just go out there and play our game, really. It's a big opportunity, though, for some of these players. We do need them to put in a good performance and just try and give themselves a chance of breaking back into this first team, because at the moment, with the likes of Neoni and Brecken, especially in central midfield, they are very dominant in their game plans. And O'Toole has just found Kyle Hudlin, and in 30 seconds we take the lead, and Hudlin is back with a goal. And I think, like I say, it's going to be relatively straightforward today. I'm not too sure how it'll go against Elgin. Obviously, it's the type of team we don't really play very often. Last time we did play a Scottish side, of course, was with Britain Ferry in the same cup competition. And even with Britain Ferry, we did manage to beat regularly the Scottish League One sides before we got knocked out. So I think we've got a better team here at Crusaders, and we're playing a League Two side. So in my mind, again, it should be relatively straightforward. In terms of possession, fair play to the police side. They are holding their own at the moment. Ball's played in, and Hudlin wins that header, but it's gone over the crossbar. And again, of course, as I mentioned before, Ifiani, it's a good opportunity for him to get a bit of game time. He makes his debut in goal as well. And he's a very good young goalkeeper. But the form of Keeley so far this season has been very, very good. And McAneff here with a chance to make it two from the penalty spot, and he knocks it straight into the bottom corner. I think it may have clipped the inside of the post on its way in. It did, in fact, and it's 2-0. And it's pretty much going to be job done here. What I'd like to see from the side is just managing their fitness a little bit today. If we can get 3 or 4 goals in this first half, I'd be more than happy. And we just can just take the edge off a little bit and just see out the rest of the match. There's no need for us to go all out today. Obviously, with the rotation, it would be nice for some of the reserve players to get some goals for us. As Walker tries to lay it back to Healy-Byrne, McClelland intercepted well and clears. And just taking our time to sort this out, if Yanni picks it up and finds Alvarez. And now Fapatu. Back into Alvarez again. Just holding on to possession, and McAneff into Grant. And again, we've certainly found our way with this system. It certainly has worked for us. Hudlin trying to get the ball past Turk, and he does really well, in fact, to intercept that and keep possession. And Blackstock into McMenemy. And now Morrow on this right-hand side, out to O'Brien. Neveson just trying to get out to him, and O'Brien does get the cross in. It's a good one at that, and McClelland's header just, I think, may have clipped the top of the crossbar on its way over, but not really any danger coming from that opportunity. And Alvarez picking it up straight from the goal kick, and be straight to another highlight here as well. Neveson into Alvarez. Back into Neveson, just trying to work it down this left-hand side a little bit, Alvarez, but McAneff ends up with it in the centre, and O'Toole finds Hudlin. And again, he doesn't really hold the ball up as well as I'd hope he would, Kyle Hudlin. He does lose possession quite regularly. And the keeper with a poor kick there, and Mfonku comes down this left-hand side. And in the end, he lays it back to Neveson, back to Mfonku. Cuts inside, finds Fapatu, and it's a good effort, and he smashed it off the woodwork. But a good strike nonetheless there from Fapatu. And it remains 2-0, but we're certainly very comfortable here today. O'Toole to Healy-Byrne, plays it in, and Fonku tried to get the header, but the keeper did well and came out and claimed it with assertiveness. And O'Keefe launching it forward, and again, very comfortably dealt with by Alvarez. To be fair, the more Alvarez plays, the more I like him. It's a bit of a strange one with him. He's not really got the height of a centre-back, neither to Luke Grant, but I do like the pair of them in there. And Walker picks it up here and finds Fapatu, and now Mfonku lays it back to Alvarez. Into Neveson and Fapatu again. Back into Neveson, coming down this left-hand side. Again, very patient play. We're not in any massive rush, and we are probing. And what a goal from Aaron McAneff. He struck that superbly right into the top corner, and it is 3-0 here. It's a lovely strike. But just going back to the centre-backs, of course, obviously we've got Rawdon, who's 6'6", and with Ryan having come in, I would say with a bit of experience, but he's not had too much. But he has come from a Premier League youth academy, of course. And the pair of them in there, more height, more strength about them as well. And unfortunately, it has just pushed Grant and Alvarez down the pecking order a little bit. But again, these things happen in football, but we do try and get game time to them where we can. Hilliburn here with a throw into Hudlin. Healy-Byrne with the delivery. O'Brien not really clearing it effectively, and Fapatu down to Walker, who knocks it back to Alvarez. And again, we're doing very, very well in possession at the moment. Mekanef into Grant, and now Fapatu into Alvarez. Again, just patiently probing, trying to find those spaces at the moment. And Neveson, again, just into Alvarez. And the patient play does continue. Grant into Mekanef. Can he make the turn? He finds Healy-Byrne. Yeah, that rhymed, didn't it? And Mekanef looking over the top down this right-hand side. O'Toole picks it up. It's a great break of the lines. And Mfonku's there at the far post. And O'Keefe couldn't read the header. And Brooklyn Mfonku has scored his first goal for the club. And it is 4-0 as we approach half-time. As I mentioned before, this is what we targeted at the start of the game. But O'Toole's delivery, I thought it was a little bit of a poor delivery, if I'm being truthful. But Mfonku doing well to direct his header back across goal, and the keeper couldn't get onto it. 4-0 at half-time. I very much suspect that we'll probably just push on in the second half. If we can help it, we won't make any substitutions today. We'll just keep the rotation of the squad going. We have rotated in the league a couple of times as well, but I think we've got so much good strength in depth, especially in midfield now, that we can afford to just keep doing things the way we are. Here is McClelland coming down this left-hand side. Plays it into Blackstock, and Fapatu's just buffeted him slightly. And unfortunately, it is a penalty. That is not the best start to the second half. It's a penalty kick. And Brown with the opportunity, and Brown converts the opportunity. It's 4-1. There's no danger of us losing this game. But again, a little bit poor where Fapatu's concerned. Wilson wins the tackle. Loughlin into McClelland. And now Turk looking over the top. And Loughlin's picked it up again here. Coming down this left-hand side. And we just need to wake up a little bit here, I think. McClelland plays it across, and McMenemy has scored. And it's 4-2 now. 2 goals in the space of a minute. And for whatever reason, we've switched off here. We've gone very complacent. And this Northern Irish police team are very much in with a chance. They've just hit the crossbar again. We're going to demand more, just to try and G the lads up a little bit, because for whatever reason, we've definitely switched off here. And from a defensive point of view, I'm a bit disappointed because we've played some very good football recently. And it's being shown up a little bit here, because even defensively, we have been extremely solid. But the fact that we get complacent in matches is not a good look. And again, a poor pass this time from the experienced Mekanef. And now McMenemy into Brown. And now Morrow in space. Well, he had the chance to get a strike away, but he's laid it across, and McMenemy's hit the post. And we really need to sort this out. McMenemy crosses, cleared by Grant. And O'Toole manages to clear. And Loughlin picks it up. But this second half has been awful. And again, we'll demand more, because this second half is unacceptable. Here's Mfonku on the edge of the penalty area. Plays it back to O'Toole. Crosses it in. Hudlin was there with the header. O'Keefe does well to make the save. Grant lays it out wide to Walker, who has had a very quiet game today. He's not really looked like getting into it at all. Neveson and Healy-Byrne, the two fullbacks, have been poor today as well. And again, this should have been extremely comfortable today. And this second half has been shocking. And McKeown there with a strike, and he was offside. But again, completely switching off at the back. They've really grown into it in the second half. And the fact that we've lost the second half after dominating the first half as we have is unacceptable. And we really need to sort that out. And we'll let the lads know that that second half was very poor. I mean, yes, we're still comfortably through. But from a consistency perspective, that was not good in the second half. And we need to certainly improve on that. Ifeanyi making his debut, though. So, still a good opportunity for him. We play Glenavon in the third round of the League Cup as well. So, every game is winnable, I think. In terms of a domestic perspective, every game is winnable. And we should do very, very well this season. In relation to the league, we're actually sat second at the moment. with 3 games in hand over Coleraine. We're only 1 point behind them. 8 wins from 8, 31 plus goal difference. We really are dominating teams. And Linfield also only playing 8 games. They're actually in the main part of the Conference League. They made it into a Champions League qualifier, got dropped down to Europa League, and again then made it into the Conference League. So they've played plenty less matches, the same as we have, but we have a 4 point gap to them at the moment as well. Top goal scorers, Luca Fletcher is on 9, Aguero just behind him on 8. Top of the average ratings are Breckin, Fletcher, and Aguero, and Breckin's actually one of the top assisters in the league as well, with 7. Keeley, 5 clean sheets for him as well. So we're looking really, really good, and it's just going to be a case of trying to continue that going forward. Bear with me, we've got just over a week, I think, until the game against Elgin City. We'll be back for that one, and hopefully we can progress in the SPFL Cup as well. Okay then guys, here we go. We are away from home against Elgin City. Again, I'm fully expecting a good result today. We are rotating back into a stronger lineup, to be fair, and we want to get as far in all the cups as possible. If we could win a couple of trophies this season, obviously the league title is the one that we want in order to progress through the save. But, you know, I really think that we are capable of winning a couple of these cup competitions. Obviously, we've got the competition that we've just played in. We've got the SPFL Trust Trophy, which we're playing in now. Um, we've got the Antrim Shield, which is another one. And then we've got the proper Northern Irish Cup, which we won last year. So there's an option for 4 or 5 trophies this season. And I think we're certainly good enough to put in a challenge for at least 2 or 3 of them. But again, we're going to have to work very hard in order to be able to complete that. Going into today's game, we are rotating back into more of a regular side. Keely's back in goal. Ryan, I don't know why he's starting at left back when we've got 2 left backs at the club. Messam's going to start at left back. Alvarez, Rodden, and Norton Cuffy at the back. And Fonkiu will remain on that left-hand side, as will O'Toole on the right today. Taylor and Neone in central midfield. Fletcher and Ogwuru up front. Big opportunity for Taylor. He's lost his place in the side because of Cian Breckin, who's averaging an 8 so far throughout the course of the season. He's been phenomenal for us. But with that core that we managed to bring in, with Ryan in at centre back, Neone and Breckin with the 2 strikers, we have really made improvements to this starting 11. And obviously, because a lot of these players are also former Manchester City, Neone was from Liverpool, they're very good teams. And they've got very good qualities, all of these young players have. So it's certainly helped us, that is for sure. And we need to go out there today and prove to ourselves that we can compete with all of these teams. I mean, in the league, we're completely dominant at the moment, even though we sat in second place with 3 games in hand and 1 point behind the league leaders. So we're looking good. We've just got to maintain this momentum. O'Toole with the delivery to that far post, and Alvarez with a header. And it's a brilliant piece of goalkeeping to keep it out, and a very good effort there from Alvarez. And again, he's only 5'11". He shouldn't really be winning those headers. As Rawdon wins that one, and again, it's kept out and it's cleared. But a very quick start from us, just 10 minutes in. And in terms of chance creation, once again, we have started very dominantly. And I have every confidence in the side. The fact that we've got 2 proper out-and-out goal-scoring strikers is filling me with confidence, and the creativity that we've got in our midfield, again, is fantastic. O'Toole with the delivery. Luca Fletcher is there, and he's clipped the crossbar, and it's cleared by Patterson. And Elgin are really struggling to deal with us at the moment. O'Toole back down this right side, couldn't quite get the cross in, and it's out for a corner. And it could be a very long game today for Elgin. Messam with a delivery, swings it into that far post. Rawdon was there, is well cleared by the defender, and it remains 0-0. But 5 attempts at goal so far, a couple on target. 75% possession, I think I saw there as well. Messam just laying it back to Keeley, who of course is back in goal today after missing out in the previous match. And Messam coming down this left-hand side, inside to Taylor. Fletcher picks it up. Back inside to Taylor, into the penalty area, and he finishes it well. I don't know if he mishit it really. It stayed quite low. the strike, but he hit it hard enough and Thompson couldn't keep it out. He got a touch to it, but it still went just inside the post. And a very well worked move, and we deservedly take the lead here. 20 minutes gone. Marvin Taylor on the score sheet. It's a rare goal for him, really. Um, he's not ever really been a standout goal scorer from that midfield, but he does come up with some very good ones, I must admit. Messam with a delivery. Alvarez tried to make the challenge again, and it's cleared out to Taylor. And it's picked up again by Alvarez just on the edge of the penalty area. And we're just trying to draw them out a little bit just to get a little bit of space. And Alvarez and Taylor again exchanging passes. And now Messam coming down this left-hand side. Lays it back into Taylor, who's seen a lot of the ball at the moment. And Nione strikes, and that is a shocking goal, really. I mean, Nione, I mentioned him before, 8th goal of the season for him in all competitions. Obviously, we have played a few games in Europe as well, but 8th goal of the season already for the central midfielder who we brought in from Liverpool's academy. And as I was mentioning before, the core is very, very good. It took a big deflection off the defender mind, but it was on target anyway. So it will count to him. And Taylor with the assist, a very good performance from him so far. Patterson with a throw in. Nione heads clear. Patterson picks it up again and finds Curtis. Back to Patterson. Inside to Anderson. I think Elgin just trying to show that they've got a little bit of something in there, but Messam clears it very comfortably. And now Ogwuru into Luca Fletcher. I mean, he's on his own against five or six players there, but he's found O'Toole on this right-hand side. Chance to get it into the penalty area. He does so. Anderson clears it comfortably. Not Cuffy, though, does get involved and finds O'Toole again, who swings it in. And Luca Fletcher is there, and the header is just over the crossbar. At times, I've been a little bit disappointed with Fletcher's finishing, but he has scored some belters for us as well. The owner here with a free kick. He's only got a 6 rating for free kicks, and that's the second one that he's stuck right in the top corner. He's a lot better than his rating would suggest. It's a fantastic strike, that from Nione. Right from the centre of the pitch as well, and right into the top corner. 3-0, a brace for Nione from central midfield, and we're heading into the next round of the SPFL Cup as well, by the looks of things. And again, don't want us to switch off. We want to really compound the misery of these teams at the moment. Messam with the delivery, punch clear by the keeper. Taylor wins the header and finds Nione, and now O'Toole. And I mean, he it took his time, but he managed to get the strike away over. But I can't get my words out, can I? He did do well to get the strike away, but unfortunately it went over. O'Toole with, again, a move down this right-hand side. Norton Cuffy back into O'Toole. Lays it back to Nione, who is on a hat-trick. And it's just clipped the crossbar there on its way over. I mean, I think the game's done anyway. We're very dominant once again. And it's just a case of seeing the game out, really. Rodden winning that header and finding Luca Fletcher. And again, it's wave after wave of attack. There's only 2 minutes added time, and we've seen 3 attempts at goal within a minute and a half. And Norton Cuffy down to O'Toole on this right-hand side. Again, plays it into Ogwuru. I've not seen too much of either striker, really, today. Fletcher's had 1 or 2 chances, but O'Toole again with a strike, and it's just flicked outside of the post. And once again, we're looking very, very comfortable. We'll just look to continue it in the second half. I have full faith in the lads to get the job done. But again, from a defensive perspective, I don't want us to switch off like we did in the previous match. And they've just had an attempt there, just over the crossbar. And immediately at the start of the second half, it was exactly what happened against the police side. We just switched off. We just seemed not bothered. And the fact that we're liable to do that as the keeper gives it straight to Aguero. Why Aguero didn't shoot there, I'm not too sure, but he has actually managed to get the shot away anyway, and I thought he'd scored, but it's smashed off the woodwork, and it's 2 or 3 attempts now that have hit the woodwork, despite us being 3-0 up and comfortable anyway. But we always like to see more goals, don't we? And typically, as much as I've built up Fletcher and Aguero, neither of them have scored, have they, today? And Aguero does lay it across to Luca Fletcher, and just to prove me wrong again, Fletcher does convert, and it's 4-0 now. As I was saying before, the job is very much done, but we want as big a win as possible to keep the confidence up. I have managed to change a lot of the agreed playtime statures of most of the players as well. And we don't actually have any star players or important players anymore. I think Ward and Osman have gone down to just regular starters, and everyone else is impact subs, fringe players. We've only got one or two squad players now as well. Um, so hopefully going forward, we won't have any issue really with most of the players in relation to game time, which will be pretty good from our point of view, and it will keep everything in close quarters. And if any players do complain the fact they're not playing enough, then we know it's time to sell them. Because, like I said, they're all accepting a lot less play time than we would have thought. As Marvin Taylor, that's going to be a bit of a harsh one. He's picked up an injury. We're going to get Fapper 2 on for him, give him a bit of game time. The former Man City man is a very good midfielder, but he's just not broke into the team just yet. And obviously with Breckin and Neone, you can understand why. We'll get Jasper Moore on as well. There's no point in risking Breckin today. And how many subs can we have? We can have 3 substitutions today. I think, to be fair, we'll keep the subs as they are. There's still half an hour to go, but we'll get Kyle Hudlin on for Ogwuru, who, again, he's had a very good game as well. And we'll just see the game out. And it's always, I, I don't know why, I've got a bit of a soft spot for Kyle Hudlin. I know he's 6'9" and he's just an absolute beast when it comes to bullying defenders, but I just like having him in the squad for some reason. He's growing on me as a bit of a favourite, so I think it's important that we do keep him around. He gives us an extra option, to be fair, up front. I mean, we don't have any kind of player that are like that, especially going forward. Ogwuru is a very strong young player, but he's only 5'11", believe it or not, but he's proven to be a very good target forward. And Luca Fletcher wins that header, and he should be hitting the target there, really. And it remains 4-0. But yeah, the thing with Hudlin as well is a danger from set pieces. And if we're struggling in games, anything can happen. And he wins that header there, and he's gone just wide. And he's completely dominant from situations like that. But he just doesn't always convert the chances. But for the for balancing out risk against reward, I think in games that when you need a goal, you go very attacking, play for set pieces. He will be a danger, as will Rawdon. To be fair, obviously he's had a couple of injuries at the start of this season, so it's taken Rawdon a bit of time to get into the squad as well. As Mfonku comes down this left-hand side and finds Luca Fletcher, and he's got Hudlin in the penalty area, and he couldn't get the cross in. Corbett did well to clear Alvarez's header into Messam, and again we recycle, and Fapatu plays it back into Rawdon, and now Norton Cuffett into O'Toole, who's had a great game on this right-hand side, I think. And Hudlin with the header, and that's exactly what I was talking about. It's his 8th of the season, and 2-2 for him in these cup competitions. And again, especially in these cup games, we're playing lower league opposition, and they won't be able to deal with a player like him, to be quite honest. And it's been proven in the last 2 games. He scored against the Police, and he scored against Elgin as well. And he's just consistent. He's not nowhere near the quality of the rest of our strikers, Kyle Hudlin, but he still performs and scores goals. So fair play to him, really. And that is a very good result. A 5-0 thrashing of Elgin City. 10 attempts on target. We've scored half of them. Can't argue with that. O'Toole only rating a 7.9 today. Before that assist for Hudlin, he was only on a 7.2. I thought he had a very good game today. Neone outstanding, and man of the match performance from him in central midfield. But a solid performance all round. We certainly can't complain, can we? And we continue to be unbeaten domestically this season. Obviously, I don't want to be showing you games where we're completely dominant all the time, because the fun goes out of it, doesn't it, really? And going forward, I mean, there's cup games coming up left, right, and centre. But we'll probably get a number of these games out of the way. There's 6 games there. There's a couple of cup ties as well. So we'll probably do Glenavon away and Lairn at home. Again, we'll just get another six games out of the way. And we actually play Linfield twice away from home. One of them is a cup. Incidentally, I did look in terms of the league as well. We play them away and at home within 3 days in January. So that could be a big set of matches as well. If we can keep up doing what we're doing, though, I think there's going to be a few teams that can stop us. But Linfield are definitely going to be the challengers again, because they are really putting the pressure on. having played the same number of games as us. But yeah, Glenavon away and Lairn at home coming up next. And hopefully we can continue our unbeaten start to the campaign domestically. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.